Good morning and welcome to Sunday Square Off. I'm Bram Resnick. On today's show, a criminal trial that has it all: infidelity, a political who's who of witnesses, and alleged payoffs to a watchdog we elected to protect us from the bad guys. Then bizarre tweets about Cindy McCain, a husband and wife on a strange political mission, and two candidates who are suing you but also want your vote. It must be election season. But first, Arizona is now in the national spotlight as the state that wants to roll back the teaching of evolution.
Should the theory of intelligent design be taught along with the theory of evolution? Absolutely.
That was Republican School Superintendent Diane Douglas answering a question last November at a Republican candidate forum. Douglas went on to say she would ensure that evolution and intelligent design were addressed in new science standards for all Arizona students. We're now seeing what that means. Douglas's staff apparently eliminated the word evolution from the draft science standards.
Where I've seen it done well is where schools work on the story of creation in some type of literature that they're teaching, and evolution will be part of the science curriculum.
Governor Doug Ducey rejects Douglas's plan. His opinion matters because he appoints 10 out of the 11 Arizona Board of Education members who will have to approve new state science standards. Now, the public comment period on the draft standards ended last week. It is unclear when the new science standards might reach the Board of Education. Barb Reinert is the science academic coach for all students in the Scottsdale Unified School District and a national science presenter. She was also on the committee of educators that put together the draft science standards. Barb, welcome to Square Off.
Thank you.
So can you, as a teacher, teach evolution in the classroom without having the word evolution in those standards?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
When we take out words that are so significant as evolution, it really demeans what that theory is really all about, and it makes it very difficult for teachers to be able to do their job correctly.
So as of right now, what we know is that word has been struck from the draft standards, apparently by Diane Douglas's staff. You're saying that means it can't be taught to any of our students?
Well, you would be able to do aspects of it, but to really have our kids in the 21st century where they need to be, we're doing them a disservice.
All right, so for folks just hearing about this now, take us a step back. What's the process for updating these science standards?
Well, first of all, Arizona hasn't had their standards updated for science since 2004. We all know how much has changed in 14 years. And with this ever-changing world, we have to make sure our kids are up to par. So when we do science standards, we have a process. We use the same process in 2004. We are guided by the standards committee at the ADE, and in this case, over 110 people from this state contributed. There were people that are teachers, people that are community members, higher level, and we get together over a year at different times for different grade levels, and we put together from the national research what is best practices and what students should know.
Okay, that's mandated by Arizona law, but there was
Yes.
a big difference this time.
Yes.
What was the difference?
Well, we were pretty excited about what we came up with. It was a lot of hard work and a lot of great minds putting it together. And when we finished in November of 2017, there was a new piece of the process that was added that had never occurred before. It was called an internal review. And this was, we believe, Diane Douglas is the one that decided to do this. What happened was those standards that we wrote, the 110 people, which represented 86 school districts, 13 counties, were changed drastically. Not only were things like evolution taken out, but if you see the green in the draft, all that was added. Some of those additions from that internal review actually have caused incorrect science to be in the standards.
Some really basic stuff there. Now, we heard Diane Douglas in that audio clip we played talking about intelligent design she believes can be taught alongside evolution. What is intelligent design, and can she just insert that into the standards?
Well, I think first of all, people have to understand the difference between a theory in your personal world and a theory scientifically. They are two very different things. We can have a lot of theories about why things happen, And those theories are usually based on hunches. In the scientific world, a theory is based on proven after proven after proven facts of science that happen all across the globe, that everybody agrees these facts are real and they lead us to a scientific theory. So they're very completely different things.
So 4 to 5 Republican candidates at that forum that Diane Douglas was at agreed that intelligent design should be taught along with the theory of evolution in the classroom.
Well, I think you have to look at the history of this nation, and you can see states that have tried to do that have been struck by the court to say that is religion, that is not science.
That's right. The U.S. Supreme Court and the federal court have rejected the teaching of creationism and intelligent design as unconstitutionally establishing religion in the public schools. Okay, so you say evolution can't be taught based on the way the standards have been rewritten right now. What are the next steps here?
Well, if yesterday actually ended the public comment, there are thousands of public comments made by citizens, by science teachers. It is now up to those committees to reconvene and take a look at the public comment.
The committees you were on?
Yes, led by the ADE Standards Committee.
So they're leading the show, running the show
Correct.
right now, which is different from the past.
No, this part is the normal piece. After public comment, the big committee, those 110 people, take turns coming back at looking at the public comment and changing the draft to make it better based on that public comment.
Okay.
So once that process is done, we have another problem. There's been another internal review added to the regular process, which means all this can go back to the way the committee believes it should be, but that end say will be by Superintendent Douglas and the ADE to rearrange and change those standards once again.
But the Board of Education still must vote on them.
Yes.
They will have the final word.
Yes, it is their responsibility to make sure we have
lots of things still have to fall into place.
Absolutely.
All right, Barb Reiner, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
When we come back, a bribery trial in federal court features a who's who of Arizona politics. Then, why does a Republican candidate for governor think he's running against John and Cindy McCain? Stay with us.